I made a video about 10 reasons why you can't get a job as an older person. So this is a follow-up video that shows the strategies you can use to overcome that. So the first one is to update your skills. So what you can do there is take courses or certifications and try and improve your skills to be a better worker. And the reason this works is older people have a stereotype that their skills are outdated. So if you can show that you're keeping up to date and doing courses and training with current technologies, that sort of squashes that assumption. So I've mentioned this one before, but another one is to keep your resume current. So keep your resume looking fresh and up to date. Don't put any dates on it, and if possible, like your birth date and your date of qualifications, and only show jobs from the last 10 to 15 years on it. So, and remove everything else. So why this works is it makes you not look overqualified for the job, and it tends to put focus on your skills rather than your age and the over experience that others might perceive you having. So this is one that's worked for me for great effect, and that's to show that you're eager and willing to learn. So if you go for an interview, make sure that you come across as being very eager and interested in their technologies, and you want to learn it. And the reason this works is older people are often seen as resistant to change and not willing to learn, so that counteracts that. So when you're in an interview, try and display a positive attitude and be genuinely motivated and enthusiastic about the job. So what this does is, so this squashes the theory that older people are lacking energy and don't have motivation. So also you can showcase your experience. So what I mean by that is showcase things that a younger person can't do, such as better problem solving, mentoring, management, those types of skills, which you can only gain through years of experience. This will work because it actually gives the impression that you're stable, and you can offer guidance to your fellow workers, which would be seen as a positive. So try and join job networks as well. So you've got LinkedIn, so join that up and fill out your profile, and try and search for people, specifically HR people in that, and follow them and then send them messages that you're eager to work for their company. And also go to meetups. I know in this area they have thousands of them, so you can go to a meetup specifically about the type of job that you're interested in, and maybe try and get some networking that way. So the reason why all this works is referrals is a very important mechanism for getting work, and it gives you a distinct advantage to someone applying for a job out of a cold. So try and be a little flexible too. So don't just look for full-time jobs, look for contracts and part-time jobs. Some part-time jobs are almost as long as many hours as a full-time job. So try and keep an open mind with these type of things, and it comes across as an employer that you could be a more stable person because you're willing to adapt and you're more flexible. So I've also mentioned this one before, and that is keep your resume simple. Keep it very classical yet modern. Don't clutter it too much. The two reasons for this are you will appear up to date if you have a very modern resume, and the second and maybe the more important point is all employer agencies use bots to scan your resume, and if your resume is too complicated or in an incorrect layout, or you have titles within tables and things like that, the bot will have a hard time working out what your resume is about. So keep it simple. And the other thing is, when you do get the interview and the recruiter has your resume in their hands, it doesn't give you the appearance that you're old-fashioned, because your resume will be current just like everyone else's. Yeah, sometimes during an interview you can type a sense that the recruiter might be asking questions along the lines that your age might be an issue for them. Try and be proactive with that, and and squash their concerns by telling them that you're eager and reliable and you want to stay there for a long time and you're very consistent and punctual. So also when you're at the interview, try and keep the recruiter's focus on your results and not your age. So talk about your accomplishments, but don't talk about accomplishments from too long ago, and try and keep it relevant, and just talk about the skills that you've recently acquired and push those traits to make you the more suitable person for the position. So in other words, try and factor age out of the equation. So a lot of older workers have the misconception that they're not tech savvy or out of date. In that case, I would try and be tech savvy. So try and be very familiar about how emails work, how filtering works, how all the Office suite of applications work, how to use a spreadsheet, how to use Word, how to print, how to scan, all the basic things that almost every Office job has now with it, and a lot of other types of jobs as well. So this comes across to the recruiter that you're relevant and up to date and you have the skills to do the job now. So another thing is, when you're at an interview, try and stay alert, mentally alert and physically active. Don't try and sort of go to sleep or start getting tired or things like that, because that's going to send signals to the recruiter that you haven't got the energy to do this job if you're already getting tired during the interview. So don't do that. So this is one I've done several times, because the tech field changes quite a bit. You're going to have to constantly reinvent yourself. So you're going to constantly have to restyle your resume, your profile on all the job sites, and the way you present yourself and the way you categorize all your experience. So this comes across as you being relevant to the local needs. So like for example, in IT, when I first started, they called us programmers, and then they called us program analysts, and then they called us software developers and then software engineers. To me, most of those roles are all the same. They're just new buzzwords for the same type of thing. So what I would do is I would go and change all these roles in my resume so they would reflect the current term being used rather than the older original terms that those jobs were called. So just keep everything up to date and modern. So after all that, if you're still having trouble, try and search, use the various job networks to try and find employers that are actually age friendly. I know over here anyway, the public service is very tolerant of older people. It seems to be where all the older people are working. Actually, I don't see them anywhere else except in the public service, so I'm not sure about other countries. Do your searching and find out which companies are age friendly and try and get positions through those companies or target those companies for yourself. So I hope this video was useful, and I hope it answers some questions from my other video. So I'll pop a link up for that on the top 10 reasons why you can't get a job as an older person. Thanks for watching.